hours yesterday, minus 2 hours because all of it wasn't quite speaking in Spanish. So I learned all of this on my ebook. Close up emails. So this is my reader, and while that is loading, let me figure out what the struggle is over here. Connect or Run Smart. I leave the apps open on my computer all the time, so whenever I'm ready to do my homework, I just go to the page and I log in. So once I've logged into class, I start going over all of the lessons that I have to do. In this module, there's 8, including a writing assignment. I have oral presentation that I have to do that I've been practicing for, but that's already posted online. 3 videos now. And I go through all the notes that my teacher have posted. That takes me about 15-20 minutes. Then what I do is I read through each section, the vocabulary and the grammar, and then I go back to my ebook and I go to the appropriate pages and I study that vocabulary and that grammar for the assignments I'm going to complete that day. So today I'm doing vocabulary and grammar, and I'm going to save the comprehensive listening and reading for later. Once I've gone over and practiced speaking all of the words, then I will go through the different pages in my ebook and my vocabulary on my blackboard for class, and I will see where I still need to practice, or I will go ahead and jump into the assessments and start doing them. Chapter 5 has a lot of vocabulary, so it has taken me 4 hours. Again, on Sunday, I spent 4 hours just going through the vocabulary. But now, I'm going to go through all of my notes, and I'm going to compare to see what I know, review what I think I need more rehearsing with, and then I'm going to jump into the exams.
La bebida.
La bebida.
El cine.
El cine.
La cosa.
La cosa.
El diente.
El diente.
El ejercicio.
El ejercicio.
La llave.
La llave.
La nota.
La nota.
Las noticias.
Las noticias.
La película.
La película.
La pregunta.
La pregunta.
El ruido.
El ruido.
La rutina.
La rutina.
La tarea.
La
rutina.
La rutina.
La tarea.
La tarea.
El viaje.
El viaje.
Cada.
Cada.
Diario.
Diario.
Siguiente.
Siguiente.
Solo.
Solo.
Sola.
Sola.
Sin.
100.
Después.
Después.
Enseguida.
Enseguida.
Finalmente.
Finalmente.
Lo que.
Lo que.
Luego.
Luego.
Por fin.
Por fin.
Por lo general.
Por lo general.
Primero.
Primero. Pensar, or, poner, salir, traer, vivir. Reflex pronouns: yo, estoy, usted, él, ella, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ustedes, ellos, ellas. So some of these words do not have translations. So I do go in and I practice via Google Translator to see if I can get the words correct. And that takes me a little extra time.
Almorzar.
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 Almorzar. To have lunch.
Cerrar.
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 Descansar.
Descansar.
Dormir la siesta.
Dormir la siesta.
Empezar a.
Empezar a.
Empezar a.
Empezar a.
Hacer ejercicio.
Hacer ejercicio. Hacer un viaje. Hacer una pregunta. Herba. Hebra.
Jugar.
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 Oír.
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 Pedir.
Pedir.
Pensar de. Pensar que.
Pensar de. Pensar que.
Poner.
Poner.
Servir para.
Servir para.
Volver a.
Volver a. So again, I just read through the vocabulary. I look at the English translation, finding how to drop the endings of these words and make them match to the appropriate settings. So understanding the stem changing patterns is what I struggle with because the whole spelling of the word changes, and that's one of the biggest things that I struggle with when it comes to Spanish. So, moving forward to what it looks like when I'm starting to take my assignment quizzes, the assignments is 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, all the way up to 6.8. I basically go into the book. I have the book open because they're all open book, and then I look over the vocabulary one more time before I know that I have to go in. The tests are set up multiple choice, which is a saving grace when I'm doing all of my work. Most of my tests take me between 8 minutes, and some of them can take me 45 minutes to an hour. It really depends on the content. So now I have finished all 10 of my questions. I am going to save and submit. And the entire test took me 8 minutes. I am going to submit and see my results. So I got 10 out of 10. And this is the thing. I complain and I complain and I complain when I am doing my vocabulary and grammar on Learn Smart, which takes me 2 hours to do. I just put it on fast play, so it looks like it's an hour and 8 minutes, but it takes me 2 hours. And I complain about the entire time. But when it comes to these assessments and tests on the school website, it only takes me 8 minutes and I usually get 100. But it's because I put those 2 hours in. So this is where I see all the results and I'm not complaining as much. But when I won, 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 yay, 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 yay. And it only took me 8 minutes. So I've done assignment 6.2, I've done assignment 6.1. I'm going to read through the course material for the grammar, and this is where I get caught up all the time, and it is so difficult for me. So grammar is where I struggle the most, and I struggle here because it is the stem changing. Now, when I'm looking through the book this way, it gives me all the words that I need and how to change them. The textbook online gives me the same words. It tells me how to use it directly from the textbook. It tells me proper usage directly from the textbook. However, when I get into the long vocabulary list that is in the actual ebook, it is very difficult for me to get through. So I'm going to go ahead and take my exam and see how I do with it because I have no choice. I have to get the work in. Now, this is another form of what I have studied. And again, when I'm in the middle of choosing my questions, it's did I select the right category for where the words fall? And I struggle all the time. It's right there in front of me, but I still struggle with it. And here we are again with the breakdown of how the words are used. So this is the portion that I am going to have up in front of me. I have it in my notes. I'm going to study it over and over and over and over and over again because once I start my quiz, this portion will not be available to me anymore. However, the ebook does not have this information. So I write all this information down in my notes and then I flip through it while I am taking my assignment and see if I can get it accurate. So you guys saw in the last video how I struggled with getting all the information. So now I'm going to take the assessment and see if I can do a little better. And hopefully it doesn't take me 5 hours. So here we go. This is assessment 6.3. We're going to take it and come back with the results. So again, I'm in the middle of expressing actions. This is assignment 6.3, and I'm looking for a verb with a stem changing end. So this is where I will come to see if I can find the correct ending. And once I find my answer, I go back into my exam and enter my answer and see if I got it right. So far, these are my grades for today. I've finished vocabulary or assignment 6.1, 6.2, and I was working on 3. I submitted it by accident, so I sent an email to my professor to get a reset. Fortunately, that was a fill-in response, and my professor, she grades it herself, so it doesn't automatically update to this grading system. So I'm not panicking right now about my average plummeting to the depths of the center of the universe, but I'm going to keep moving forward to assignment 6.4 while I'm waiting. So I'm going to go back into module 6, if I can get this to cooperate. There it is. So going back into module 6, I'm going to jump right into the notes that come before the assessment. So I know what to expect in it, and it's expressing self, selves, reflective pronouns. I feel like I am good at the pronouns, so I do have some confidence with taking this one. The thing is, if it's fill in the blank or if it's multiple choice, I do not know yet. All of the vocabulary that is here are things that I want to remember. So I do take digital notes by just screenshotting the page, and then I go back and I review it a whole lot in my Google album. So really quickly, I just go into my album and I'll update it. So now I have these notes available to me while I'm taking my exam, and I can reflect on it because again it is open book. I'll also have the ebook open. So now I will go through the rest of this and practice and burn to memory. For example, here where it says the difference between to sleep and to fall asleep, and the difference between to put to place and to put something on, those are things that I struggle with. So I do want to make sure that I remember those types of cues as well. And then when I go down into the very bottom, these are things to remember. I want to remember at the very bottom, tengo que levemente temprano. Those are the things I want to make sure I'm remembering when I'm filling in the blanks. I have a strong feeling this next quiz is going to be filling in the blanks and not multiple choice, which I do struggle with. So without further ado, again, I've spent 4 hours yesterday going through every page of the ebook, and still I have some struggles. So if I don't have it by now, I'm not going to get it by the end of the week, given I have 4 or 5 other assignments I need to be working on. I can only spend so much time reviewing because then I'll have the stress of last minute test anxiety. And yes, you can still have test anxiety during an open book exam. Clearly, when my score doesn't come back 100, if it's anything lower than 100, it's because I was stressing. And it could have been just not going with my initial first response I wanted, or simply leaving out, they have these little symbols on top of them. I forget what the correct name is for it, but leaving out letters, misspelling things, and it hurts my whole heart when I lose points and I don't get 100. Okay, so moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and start the grammar assignment. So 6.4, click here to launch, and all of these are only 1 attempt, of course, unless something fails and or I submit things by accident, which I do a lot, or sometimes the whole page just shuts down on me. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this, and I will be back when I am finished. Okay, so I have saved and I have submitted my questions. It is taking me 4 minutes, again, because I was familiar with the vocabulary. Thank goodness it was multiple choice. I do much better with the multiple choice instead of filling in the blanks. And now I am going to go ahead and see what my results were. And then I'm going to, if my results were okay, I got one wrong. Which one did I get wrong? Darn it. And I know, see, when I get things wrong, it's because I didn't go with my original instinct. It happens all the time. So I literally just take a note because I know what I got wrong, and I feel like some stuff is reoccurring in these tests, and I will do better next time. So I did get a 90 here, which could have been prevented. I'm a little upset about that. Okay, moving forward because I've already been doing so good, and I don't complain when I do my assignments because I do decent with my assignments. I think it was module 3. In module 3, I got a 63% in my assignments, and that is a D, which is failing for my college course, and I cannot afford to retake. I can't afford the time or the money to retake another Spanish class. I mean, I've been pretty blessed this far in my education, and I have no complaints with the amount of scholarships, even the loans. I'm grateful for it, but I just at this point, round 3 of having stopped out of my program, return to school, stopped out, return, I just don't want to do it again. So it is very important to me to do my best in getting through my curriculum, and it's very rigorous. So I do spend a lot of time, and this is my first time recording all of my studies. I don't know why I didn't do it sooner, which probably would have helped me a whole lot more. I guess because I was getting a foundation, it would have been very embarrassing to see the very beginning stages. But now that I'm this far along in my program, and I do plan to continue until my access expires in 2 years, I will continue my Spanish studies. So getting back into this assignment, we have chapter 5. This is a grammar assignment, and I am going to go ahead and launch this. I feel like this is going to take me a long time. That is a lot of vocabulary. Okay, so this is a culture information that I'm going to be using to do my written assignment later on, which again, I'm brainstorming that. I already know in my head what I kind of want to write and what I'm going to respond, how I'm going to respond. Now, this one, answer the following questions in English. Yes, this assignment will be graded on the basis of timeliness submitted on time. Okay, I feel like I skipped. Yes, I skipped 3. I skipped 6.5. I need to go back. Here we are. Okay, I should hit launch if I moved forward. Complete the sentence with the correct form. All right, so I feel like I know, or I have enough notes. I have the ebook ready, and I have the notes from the professors. So I am going to watch this, then I'm going to pause the video, take the test, and I will come back. Here we go. So I have just finished assignment 6.5, my grammar. It was a fill in with vocabulary words. It took me 25 minutes. This was one of the things I struggle with the most, which is the stem changes for all the different I, he, she, you, them, we, groups of boys, groups of girls, and everyone. This one I am nervous about because I submitted to my teacher and she grades it, and then my professor leaves notes on it, which will be available a week after the module has ended. I pretty much know where my struggles are. I learned that in the 4 hours that I studied yesterday, and today I hope I did a little better with my answers. So I am going to stop right here because I'm coming up on an hour, and I need to charge my tablet. And then tomorrow I will pick up again, but a little bit later I am going to start working on my writing assignment. And a really quick look at what is required for the writing assignment. I know I'm going to be writing about the history. I'm going to be doing I can't pronounce this word, Franciscan priest, poet, and author Esterno Cardinal, his life and ideas, his participation in political life, choosing one of his best known poems and provide a translation with commentary, his role and efforts at La Casa de los Tres Mundos. That is what I'm going to be writing on, and this is the whole portion of the paper. And then I will submit it by Friday. Of course, it is due on May 18th, but I want to have it done so I can finish working on the remaining of my assignments. So I have to finish, or I hope my professor resets 6.4. I am going to redo that one. And then I have 6.6 and 6.7, the comprehensive ones. 6.6 is in English, so I might do that one a little later today. 6.7 is a listening and then answer. I am not doing that today. And then I have 6.8 culture comprehensive. Usually those are written responses to questions and in English. I'm going to do that later. So for the most part, I do feel pretty confident about my Spanish assignments that I submitted today. I did assignments 1 through 5. I have to redo 4 because I submitted it by accident. And again, I'm pretty confident on the results of those. 2 of those, my professor has to grade and submit the answers, so I probably won't have those answers for a while. I do try to get my answers in as soon as possible, so I am not stressing at the end of the module that it's wrong. I like to know what my grade is by the end of the module. And once I have all of my notes and things compiled from the scores I receive, I usually use those scores to boost my confidence to finish the remainder of my assignments, which I've already reviewed or will review, depending on how I cut up this video. And then I will also go back and read the ebook. I will go back, now that I've taken the test and I know where I have missed some of my points, I will go back into the book, review it, because there's a tendency that same information will come up in the next assignments that I'm going to be doing later. And that is my study routine. I'm about to go grab something to eat, check on my kids because they're homeschooling, and then I have to go take someone to work. Not my sister, her friend, Jerae. But that's what I have today. And I actually did my makeup today because I had a meeting with my professors, my last rubric for my Robert's Wesleyan course, which I am excited about. I have that work to do as well that I need to submit, and a reflection for my whole experience over the last 10 weeks, the last 10 weeks of school during this whole season that we are living in. It has been a challenge, but I have gotten through it, and my graduation commencement is scheduled for June now. I forget the entire date and everything, but that is coming up and I am excited about it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop right here. Thank you for joining. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye.